Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, I am Ibrahim from 4D class. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about the book. The title is "The Condition of Education, Especially in Massachusetts, America." Okay, let's review the book. Well, in February of 1994, the Advisory Committee on Educational Policy, or CIP, undertook an initial discussion of educational goals. Using the national goals established by the Educational Summit, augmented by other goals implicitly incorporated in the Education Reform Act and other important initiatives such as C 495 of the Act 1991. In March 1994, the federal legislations Goals 200 addressing the national educational issue was signed by President Bill Clinton. The 6 national goals were amended slightly and expanded to 8 goals. Parents and professional development were recognized by Congress as important components as successful goals. These 8 goals serve as the basis for the CAP's received goals, which were augmented by 4 additional goals. These goals, as outlined below, were adopted in May 1994. Number 1 is all children will start school ready to learn. Number 2, the graduation rate will increase for high school students. The graduation rate will be at least 90%. Number 3, all students will have demonstrated competency over challenging subjects matter including English, mathematics, science, foreign language, civics, and government, economics, art, history, and geography, and every institution of learning will ensure that all students learn to use their minds well, so that they may prepare for responsible citizenship, further learning, and productive employment in a modern, competitive economy. And number 4, students will be the first in the world in mathematics and science achievement. 5, every adult will be literal and will possess the knowledge and skill necessary to compete in a global economy and exercise the rights and responsibilities of citizenship. And number 6, schools will be free of drugs, violence, and the unauthorized presence of firearms and alcohol, and will offer a disciplines environment conduct to learning. Number 7, the teaching force will have access to programs for the continued improvement their professional skills and the opportunity to acquire the knowledge and skills needed to instruct and prepare all American students for the next century. Number 8, every school will promote partnerships that will increase parental involvement and participation in promoting the social, emotional, and academic growth of children. Number 9, the mission of all sectors, elementary and secondary school, vocational school, community college, state college, and the University of Massachusetts, of the public education system will be clearly defined and integrated to provide an efficient and accountable continuum of learning for a prosperous, productive Massachusetts. And then the last, number 10, schools, colleges, and universities will be linked through technology to state agencies, public libraries, and other opportunities for learning, personal development, and economic opportunities. These 10 goals serve as the unifying comprehensive goals for education in Massachusetts. The recently adopted Common Core of Learning is one of the more important documents which has been produced by boards of education. The Common Core serves as the guide of student learning in our schools, not the goals for the public education system. Then, how about the condition of education in the message? What about this? Condition reports another part of the education reform act redirect the Secretary of Education to publish annually a report on the condition of education in Massachusetts. In addition, the Normal Governors Association asks the states to compile a state report on the progress on the national education goals. The condition of the education published annual by U.S. Department of Education, coupled with the requirements for the NGA report on the state's program toward the national goals, serve as the basis of the Commonwealth's first condition report. The indicators used in this report are suggested by NGA, with additional indicators developed by the Executive Office of Education. There are many other indicators which one would hope to include in future condition reports, but the Department of Education and Higher Education Coordinating Council are committed to developing a system for more current information. Well, we're gonna talk about goal number 1, that is ready to learn. A child who is well nourished, healthy, who has acquired basic social language and skills, and who is from a stable environment at home is a child who is prepared to learn. However, some children is the state don't receive the early childhood opportunities that most children enjoy. Low-income families are less often able to provide adequate health care, child care, or the rudimentary educational skills for their children. Some children arrive at school ill-prepared to learn because they come from abuse or dysfunctional family. Others learned fear from the violence of their neighborhoods, and this pervasive fear prevents them from focusing on school and learning. Massachusetts assets disadvantaged families by strengthening their ability to care for their children in a healthy and stable environment. Even with the breadth of state and federal assistance, some families and children still fall behind, although there exists no report currently used kindergarten students in Massachusetts. Indicators suggest there are still substantial monitoring for our children who arrive the elementary school inadequately prepared to learn. Nationally, 1992 Carnegie Foundation survey of more than 7,000 kindergarten teachers nationwide reported that more than one-third of the national children began school unready to learn. For a variety of reasons, it might be expected that the percentage in Massachusetts is less than the national figure, but still a substantial issue. Several reasons initiatives are designed to ensure that all children arrive at school ready to learn. The Education Reform Act of 1993 had several sections which addressed the need to adequately prepare children for school. The Childhood Hunger Relief Act, another recent legislative enactment, provides future assistance in ensuring a healthy start to school. The Childhood Hunger Relief Act sets an ambitious goal of meeting nutritional needs of school-age children. Massachusetts also inaugurates a 1 billion school link service program to enhance the coordination of school-based social and educational service. In 1991, the Children Defense Funds surveyed state funding trends in provision of child care and early childhood education. The study found the Massachusetts ranked first among all states in per child funding for early care and education, nothing including federally mandated state spending. Massachusetts spent $152 per child under age 14 in 1990. Other states lag far behind. It should be noted that as many as 20 states do not fund preschool programs at all. Several states that do fund early childhood education, thus through Head Start only. More often, early childhood programs instead are funded through a mix of programs. Massachusetts has a mixture of publicly funded early education programs. In 1985, Massachusetts initiated a state subsidies public school preschools programs. Chapter 188, each school district preschool program varies, but Chapter 188 special that no preschool class will number over 50 children per classroom. Chapter this fund both preschools programs and kindergarten enhancements programs. Chapter this was funded at $6 million. Approximately 4,000 preschool children will serve through Chapter this in 20. About 8,000 kindergartners benefit from Chapter 188 enhancement grants. The federally funded Head Start program serves approximately 35% of eligible 3 and 4 years olds in the state. Over 10,000 children were served by Head Start, including more than over 450 state-funded Head Start slots. Well, goal number 2 is higher competition rate for high school and college students. A common sense goal for an educational system is the successful completion of the program by students. The issue of completion or dropouts is a complex one. For the K-12 system, for 10 system, issue for student may become apparent as early as 3rd or 4th grade. Too often, a sense of a little connection between the school and student accelerates through the middle school years and result in increased truancy and eventually a dropout. The loss of students who drop out and fail to complete an educational program is a lost opportunity to the individual and a cost to our society. The story on dropouts, based on research, is triggering and depressing. Crime, substance abuse, and single parenthood all have linkage with the failure to complete a high school program, and the data on salaries earned over of lifetime should provide a compelling argument for an individual to complete high school. The issue of completion by students is not limited simply to the K-10 system. The state college and UMH system should also be held accountable for the students who are admitted to their programs. Too many of the students in the college and university system are enrolled in remedial educational programs. It appears from the relatively low return rate of second-year students and the low completion rate of students with 6 years of admission that too many of these students are simply not prepared for college level work. Far too often, these students simply withdraw after a year or two and do not complete their higher education programs after paying significant sums from savings and student loans to these public higher education institutions. It can be anticipated that future condition reports will have more detailed completion rates for public higher education. For Massachusetts to remain economically competitive into the 21st century, its workforce needs to be well educated. In the meantime, Massachusetts faces the stark reality of by-state high school students drop out of school in 1993. That percentage translates into more than 1,900 young men and women who are less able when attempting to enter the workforce and more likely to be in needed public assistance. As nearly a quarter of high school graduates plan to enroll in a public college or UMass, it's important that the public higher education system to be admitting students who are prepared for college level work and not simply because there is space available. One indicator which can be used to ascertain the adequacy of preparation of students as well as the commitment of the college or university to students is the completion rate of the students within 6 years of admission. The completion rate of state college varies within a range of 45 to 16%. The completion rate for the undergrad UMass campus varies between 35 to 70%. Another indicator is the rate at which students return for their second year of education. Although not all campuses reported this data, in general about 65 to 85% of the students return. Well, goal number 3. Students focus on high achievement for the 21st century. Massachusetts has a long tradition of educational leadership in the nation and the world. Massachusetts retains among its many treasures its colleges and university. The best students from around the world are drawn to Massachusetts because of its institutes of higher learning. Massachusetts seek to ensure that the very best students attending its college and university are from Massachusetts itself. Science 1992, Massachusetts has participated in the National Assessment of Educational Programs or NAIP, which allow comparisons between Massachusetts students and students in another states. Further, NAEP has released data which shows Massachusetts students tend to do well on performance comparisons with students in the other states. Indeed, Massachusetts ranked first in elementary schools academic performance on 1993 and AEP proficiency exam in reading. However, in order to be ready for a challenge of making Massachusetts a world-class economic force, its students must achieve on a world-class level. Adoptedly, the best student in Massachusetts can compete with their foreign counterparts. Comparisons of academic performance between U.S. elementary and secondary students and their international counterparts show that American students are not world leaders. American students are in back of the students in most countries in the modernized world. This national goal seeks to raise the competency of America's students in the basic school subjects. The performance of Massachusetts students in 4th, 8th, and 12th grades has been assessed every other year since 1988. Compared with results from the two earlier statewide testing carried out in 1988 and 1919. The average scores of students in 1992 rose particularly at 4 and 8 grade levels. The present assessment indicates improvement in overall achievement among all grade levels. The result of an analysis of the 1992 MAAP assessment by proficiency level show that only 1 of 4 Massachusetts students demonstrated that they can apply their learning and have a firm grasp of knowledge of the basic subject. In contrast, 2-3 find difficulty in applying the knowledge and skill they learn in the classroom. An average of 10% of students can be classified as failing to achieve a level of basic competency. The Department of Education Massachusetts Educational Assessment Programs, or MAAP, was established in 1985 for the purpose of providing measure of student proficiency for comparison between schools and districts. Science 1988, Massachusetts students have been assessed by MEAP at grades 4, 8, and 12. In 1992, as reported in the OAC, MEAP summary, the MEAP program evaluated the responses of over 1,500 students statewide in evaluating student achievement. EAP used two different types of statistics. Scale scores are result from different assessments applied to a common scale. Because scale scores have been calculated since 1988, it is possible to measure the progress of students subsequent years in which the MEAP assessment was conducted. And MEAP assessment were extended to include the most expensive use of open-ended question in each subject area to data. While the assessment still includes multiple choice question, the inclusion of a large number of open-ended question is a design to better measure student understanding of mathematics, science, then social studies, writing, and reading. Student response and evaluate using 5 proficiency standards. In Task 3.1, MIP level of proficiency results are present. Other indicates proficiency result for Massachusetts student. Then the goal number 4, fierce in multi and science. Massachusetts has little to offer in terms of natural resource. Save our people, the intelligence and work ethic of our men and women forget by some of the Venus schools, college, and university in the world has assisted Massachusetts in competing as a leading center of technology in the world. The meaning of a well-educated workforce in high-tech industry was evident in the aerospace era and early years of the computer industry. Now, as companies adapt to new competitive pressures, the remaining advantage for Massachusetts is its workforce. And the math and the science training of the workforce will be a major part of the emerging technologies and future economic growth of the state. As has been documented by many studies over the past decade, decade, American students do not do as well as their international counterparts in critical areas such as math and science. This gap in achievement has several facets. For the first time in 1999 and 93, the U.S. Department of Education provides data which facilitate the comparison of states with international counterparts. Additional important information to evaluate improvement in education. Massachusetts assessment by gender. The 1990 MIP assessment show a substantial difference between male and female students in their performance on the MEAP mathematics and science scores. Further, question posed the student on the assessment indicate that the marked difference in interests in science between the genders. Interestingly, the 99 and 92 NIP assessment demonstrated no significant difference in gender or the math assessment scores in Massachusetts. There are gender differences in courses taking in science and mathematics as reported by students taking SAT examinations in 19 and 93. 6 was reported to have been taken by 54% of the male student, while only 39 of the female student has taken by psychic scores. 19% of the male has taken calculus, while 16% of the female reported taking calculus. There is a trend of more girls students taking these high-level courses, while the vigor for male students are holding steady. Then goals number 5, a literate and competitive citizenry. Massachusetts has one of the most highly educated workforce in the United States. Almost there of every 10 Massachusetts residents have completed 4 or more years of college. Among the 15 most populous states in the nation, Massachusetts has the greatest percentage of residents who have college degrees. As Massachusetts meets the college of the global economy, it is essential that its citizens have the opportunity to advance their education and job training to meet the demands of the 21st century. Commonwealth economy is in tomorrow's cutting-edge industry. Increasingly, business in Massachusetts will require a skilled workforce with sufficient post-secondary training to adapt to figure technologies. For some adults, there needs to be a second chance awarded from them to become contributing workers. For the purpose of this report, adult education is grouped into adult basic education, adult secondary education. Adult basic education or ABA programs focus upon providing citizens with basic knowledge in reading, writing, and mathematical skills. ABA programs aim to meet the needs of adults who left the school system early without gaining necessary education, or recent immigrants who arrived in the state insufficiently educated. The General Educational Development or GAD program was established in order to help adult learners who had not completed their high school programs obtain some recognition of the educational development and perhaps continue their learning through institutions of higher learning. As the who took the GAD stationary not. The GAD tests were first developing in 1942 to provide returning World War II veterans who had not earned a high school diploma prior to entering military service, with an opportunity to earn a high school credential each year. More than 750 adults take the GAD test, and about 4,500 adults obtain high school credential based on the test. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Maybe I just explain 5 goals about this book because uh, the time. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.